She really hates him. It's really true.
What did I do?
You get on my nerves.
What? We didn't even start yet. What did I do?
You just get on my nerves.
What? Because I was like cheery?
No, that is a little of it. When you come down here, oh, why don't you set up the lights? Why don't you do this, do that, do this? Like you think you first control the whole setup and everything. And I, set everything up. And you got to put the lights where you want them because you're Mrs. like light lady. And don't come down here bossing and yelling.
No. Listen,
you come down bossing?
I'm not light lady, but you were like, when we first started doing the podcast again, when we got to this house, you were like obsessed with the shadows. Remember? You were like, the lights, the shadows, we got to get more lights. We got to da-da-da.
Yeah, I got lights.
So then I got more lights.
No, we had those lights.
No, we didn't. I got those to get rid of the shadows. Are you crazy?
Lights.
Okay, and then when I do that in order to satisfy your,
Oh, you're satisfying what?
Whatever because you talked to Bobby Kelly, you talked to one person that was like, there's a lot of shadows.
I was talking to Sam and Norton.
And they were making fun of you on whatever their fucking dumb show is called. And then you came back, oh, we got shadows, we got to fix the shadows. So I did. Then today I go, oh, you didn't turn those lights on. You go,
no. You said you didn't set them up right.
I said you used to be so concerned about the shadows. You're not anymore because you don't turn these ones on.
I turned them on. You
didn't turn them on.
They were turned on. They were
these two.
Mm-hmm.
No,
hold on.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I didn't think I wasn't needling you or something.
And then I
didn't think I was.
Then when the wrong camera was on, wrong camera. Do this, do that.
I said you just Rich, please. You were just without getting angry.
I'm not angry.
Just sitting there. You're just sitting there.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, you see that it's. I go, can we get it going? Because
I couldn't tell it was the wrong camera.
You couldn't even tell that it was not on because you were just sitting there. There was a picture of your kids on the thing, and you're just sitting there like it's just gonna magically go. So I go, hey, because I want to take a look at the camera to see where we are in frame, make sure it's set up right, and then I said, hey. And then you turned it. I said, click that. You clicked it, and I go, it's the wrong camera. And then, leave me alone.
I didn't say leave me alone, and I don't do it in that voice.
You
said fake voices.
Oh, but you. Okay, but you're mad at me. You just said to me, I said, are you mad? You go, but right when we were starting, I go, you're mad? You go, yes. I go, why?
Okay.
Then you go, because you're being annoying with the lights and stuff.
Okay.
You don't know something or do something. You don't take control of your own life. And then you get mad at other people.
Take control of my life.
You're just sitting there and then when someone else goes, I would set it up, but you won't let me touch your computer. So it's like, it's the same with the TV where you're like, you don't want to touch the remote, but you just want to yell at me when I'm not going fast enough or hitting the right.
I don't yell.
When we're looking for a movie, I hate it because you're like, over there, over to, you went past it. Go back. No, there. So then it's like, then take the remote yourself, empower yourself, and do it, right? But you won't learn things. So then you don't know how to do things. Then you get mad when someone tells you. So does that sound like somebody who's like, forcing themselves into a situation where they're going to be unhappy?
First of all, don't say I don't learn things because that's all I do is learn things. Who had the whole basement ready in case it started flooding last night?
This is what you love to do. You love to
talk about what you do, and I love to talk about what I do.
Okay. I do think you're amazing. I do. I said it last night. I went up to you last night and I said, thank you so much. I gave you a big hug and a kiss and you pushed me
I didn't push you
away.
No, I didn't push
I was like, I appreciate you so much. I'm so glad I married you. I gave you a big hug, tried to kiss you.
I tried to hug.
And you pushed me away. You can't deny it. That's why you're laughing. Because you actually did. And then I said, it's okay. Because you started to make an excuse. I said, it's okay. I get it. You had a shitty childhood.
No, I didn't put you out.
And then I helped you unfurl the whatever
First
extension
of all,
cord.
what was I holding that I said be careful?
An extension cord, really, like an unplugged extension cord. Oh! Careful of my baby! Like
No,
what? How could I
didn't
have?
push you away. I'll hug you. Here, give me a hug.
No,
I'll show
no,
you.
no!
I
I
didn't
don't want
push
to
you
do it
in.
now. Yes,
I'll hug you anytime.
I understand.
I like hugging you.
Listen, if I don't want to have sex, the easiest thing for me to do is just go and hug you. Okay, because that's like
somebody's been hugging me for a year.
You're getting a lot of hugs lately.
Hold on, let's see if I should have combed my hair with my new haircut. Oh well,
looks nice.
My best haircut ever. Because I'm losing hair in the front. Look.
Yeah, it happens.
No, not for. Oh, last time I was laying in bed, I couldn't sleep, so it was only $150 for it. I don't think it can be good, but I ordered these little hearing aids for the house. Just
for the house. The house needs to hear.
Just the way around the house, but I think they're just like
that can't be good.
Yeah, they can't be good.
I mean, hearing aids, I think, are really expensive, like thousands of dollars.
Yeah, real ones, but these are probably just speakers, or something, amplify. But I don't even have bad hearing. It's just
okay. Let's do a test. Close your eyes and let me know when you can hear this.
You're not saying I can hear that.
Okay, I was saying hello. Okay, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I didn't
pretty
hear
good. Oh. Oh, geez.
What happened?
I
Are we
have
okay?
no idea.
You get everything all right?
It seemed like it went offline for a second. No.
Yeah, no, definitely. That was I was just waiting. I thought maybe your computer shut off again. I know like, it used to do that a while ago, so I wasn't sure. I'm still recording. You can pick up where you left off. It's up to you.
Okay.
You could put that in. That's our producer, Nick. There you have it.
Nick, you're in.
Nick's a good producer. Nick did a cameo now. I see Nick's working a club that I used to work, who I'm not a big fan of the owner because he blew me off. And I saw Nick's name there. But is there another Nick Collette doing comedy?
Yeah, it's definitely not me.
Wow. I know. I was going to say, have I not known this whole time? I felt bad.
But you've done stand-up, right, Nick?
I mean, I've tried like open mics years ago, but I was just like, that was mostly for fun. It's too hard for me.
He's a writer, actor, director, producer. He's a lot. He's got enough going on.
He's got a lot.
An editor.
Are you his?
I'm his publicist.
His publicist.
Yeah, if you want. But he's too busy right now to do your shit. I don't want him doing anybody else's stuff right now.
What do you mean, do my shit?
Not yours. I mean theirs.
Oh, you mean to produce other podcasts?
Yes.
How do you know he's too busy?
Well, I just don't want to give him up.
You don't want other people to use
I don't want him to be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm doing,
so-and-so's podcast, Joe Coy's podcast.
We should talk about Joe Coy. We're so late to this. I didn't even watch it yet. Oh my God. I was going to watch it this morning, but I have read enough and I saw the one clip where he's like, the writers, I didn't write no, he goes, I only had 10 days. You want a perfect monologue?
I mean, 10 days is not a lot to do those fucking shows.
No, listen. Okay. Let me just give you a little bit.
I've written on 2 award shows.
You wrote on the Oscars. This is the Golden Globes. This is the Golden Globes. He didn't do it alone. Okay.
Yes,
even if they gave him 10 days, which it was more than 10 days. Okay. He announced it on December 21st, but so basically they would have hired those writers before. They would have had a lot of the jokes sort of written because they know they're going to have some host. So
he still gets his team in or people he wants.
But he doesn't get, whatever. He doesn't get all the say in the writers.
No, he probably brings in.
He probably may, if that, 1 or 2, I would guess. And
I saw this a picture because of the staff, so I know a couple of them are writers that write for all those shows.
So when I wrote on the Independent Spirit Awards, it's a similar situation where the audience is very noisy because they're sitting at tables and they're drinking, and
they're not noisy at the Oscars.
the
Or they're not
Oscars
at
are sitting
tables.
in like theater seats. So it is a little different. So at the Independent Spirit Awards, we always tell the hosts, like, just barrel through because there's a lot of noise. People getting up, going to the bathroom. I mean, it's like mayhem. And as the night progresses, it gets even crazier. And they won't pay attention if they don't have to. So they probably didn't know who Joe Coy was. And when he came out, and they just didn't care. Started talking.
Well, I watched it. I thought
But he should have just kept going. He should have just, because on TV, no one knows. And a show like that, they don't care. It doesn't matter. You're not going to like, Oprah's not going to have her on her show or whatever.
First of all, I watched the set. It wasn't that bad. He got laughs.
Right.
He's getting laughs, and he's joking. It's not. He wasn't. I don't think he was being mean. Hey, that one wasn't mine.
Well,
That's the writers.
It sounded like it was a joke, but that kind of joke where you're telling the truth because you're defensive. It seemed very defensive. I feel like I've been in that situation before where I've like lashed out. I wouldn't have said that about the writers.
He didn't do that bad. And Taylor Swift sitting there, she can't take a fucking joke.
She was joking, I think. She didn't know it was going to be like she was like, when they get jokes made about them, they always like.
No, she was staring. Did you see that picture?
She goes like this. I think she was joking. I think she was like, that was her take on getting a joke made about her. I don't think she was like, oh God, it wasn't even a mean joke. There's no possible way. But if you say a joke about somebody in that audience and they don't laugh, you can't be like, what? You didn't think it was funny? It's like, they're not going to laugh.
He didn't say that.
They're not going to laugh.
He just moved on after it, I thought. But
I don't know.
Well, she would have came out already and said, I was joking. Because there's
now
pictures of her plastered all over the place.
She doesn't, I mean, she's not going to comment on everything.
And why was she at the Golden Globes? She wasn't
for her Eras tour thing, I think.
No, but she wasn't in a movie or on a TV show, was she?
I just said she has a film out, a concert film.
Oh, I get it.
I
don't think everybody's trashing them and putting their,
Well, I had a little fight with him on the radio once, so I wasn't upset that happened to him.
No, I know. I even stuck up for you. I even trashed him on the radio or said something about him.
You did? I don't even remember what happened. I remember I made fun of him for bragging, I think. He was like bragging, and I made a little joke, just a little poke, and he like kind of flipped out.
Well, whatever.
I was like, okay.
Whether you like somebody or not, which it's still, you can't still say he did bad. He did okay. He wasn't great.
Well, he didn't. Listen to me. He didn't do okay. Even if you, Rich Voss, professional comedian legend, watches it and goes, I think he did okay. He didn't, because the whole thing is the whole thing, which is the media, everyone else, every single TikTok, every single, I don't watch TikToks, but every single reel I've ever seen is people. You can't lash out at the writers as a joke on the Golden Globes and expect people to be like, that's fine. No, people are like, are you fucking kidding me? You fucking little baby. Like, no, he didn't. That was not a success for him. I don't think it's going to hurt him in the long run.
No, what does he
But
care?
I'm just saying, like, you're like, he did okay. He didn't do okay.
He got
everyone
laughs.
on the planet is like horrible, horrendous.
No, there was other comics online on Facebook agreeing. Go, yeah, we thought he did fine. He got laughs.
Yes, but he handled it poorly. If he had just gotten laughs at that level and kept going, it would have been fine. But to say I only had 10 days is insanity. That's plenty of time. He had a lot of writers. If you don't like the jokes, that's on you. That's because you're a bad picker. You picked bad jokes. If
you pick bad pumpkins, like you go to a pumpkin patch and come home with bad pumpkins.
If this is the joke you want to make, go ahead. But it sounds like a Joe Coy bit to me, and not good.
I laid in bed, and here's the scenarios I came up with.
When you were hosting it?
If I was hosting
okay, if you were hosting it, would you chew gum?
Mm-hmm. No.
Okay, well, let's not do it now.
Okay, if I was hosting it,
Either sniffing or gum, but not both. Not both.
not both.
We're asking.
If
My bangs are so bad. Why did I get this cut like
well,
this?
your hair looks good. You look a half a year younger.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh God.
Okay, here's the two scenarios.
It's so fucking wild when people are like, well, if I had done the Golden Globes, my hair, I mean, we're horrible. People be commenting on it.
I laid in bed thinking scenarios, and I'm sure other people did.
Maybe they did it sitting down or standing up.
One, obviously, I walk out. Good evening. Welcome to the.
Boo! Bring back Joe Coy.
Something. The 70th annual.
I heard he's going to do it again next year.
I would say, all right, I know a lot of you people, but don't recognize me. So let's get familiar. And I would have a screen and show 2 clips of me playing Lenny Bruce. Then a clip of me from King of Staten Island. Saying, okay.
Now the executive producer of the show is like, I don't think that's a good idea. And then what do you?
I say, yes, this is how they get
I'm doing it.
I say how I was up for a Golden Globe for Best Cameo, if they had it. All right, now they're
my God, this is a terrible.
No, now they're familiar with me.
No.
Yes.
You're not trying to win over that audience.
No, you're trying
that is not an audience you can win over. What you're trying to do is, as Ricky Gervais showed us, you're doing the jokes for the audience at home. Okay, you're not trying to get Oprah to fucking laugh. Okay,
I don't want Oprah to laugh.
You're not trying to get Brad Pitt to put you in a movie.
I had Clint Eastwood laughing when I did his golf tournament.
He's not on camera. He's not on camera. These are not normal people. These are people that are like so stressed about their relevance and the fact that one misplaced laugh could ruin it all for them. They're not doing it.
Remember when Tom Hanks made that stupid face when Ricky was hosting?
That's what they do because they're so scared. That's why the Will Smith thing was so fucked up, because nobody knew what to do. They're like, whose side are we supposed to be on? There was no publicist telling them, now you do this, now you do that. They don't have any like inner core like ethics or something. I don't know.
Remember they gave him
if we were there, we would just laugh. We wouldn't care.
They gave him a standing ovation, Will Smith, after he won an award, Best Actor.
Yeah, because they're fucking idiots. So you don't try to make those people laugh. They're just, first of all, they're all nervous and wired because they're up for awards. They're concentrated on that. They don't want their night to be ruined by a shitty joke about them. The minute their name is called, they're like, Arr. Then if their name isn't called, they're like, Arr. You know.
Then I would call you out.
Not called, but like talked about by the.
After I showed my 2 clips, I would call you out, and then we would do it together.
When you get famous, not you, but you're already famous, but
I'm semi-famous.
The bigger you lose perspective because you're surrounded by people that are just, they're making money off you. They want to I do it too. We all do it when we're
don't.
If some famous person comes and sits down at the Comedy Cellar table when you're sitting there, I see everyone. That's why it's not fun when they show up, because everybody just slightly adjusts. You know, maybe I don't, which is why no one likes me, but most people do, and I actually do it too. And so you can't get a real perspective of what's really going on, and you just get soft. You get so fucking soft. No one makes fun of you to your face. You probably don't. You stop reading anything bad about yourself.
I would say,
and you're not the celebrities that can take a joke about themselves are amazing.
I was sitting at the Cellar table one night.
They should have had Katt Williams host it. Oh God.
I just watched some of his interviews.
Wouldn't that have been amazing?
Have you watched any of his interview?
Okay, you know this story.
Wait, let me tell this story first.
Oh, sorry.
So I'm sitting at the Cellar one night at the table. It's Chris Rock. Get off of me.
See, that's how he is. I just wanted you to see it.
No, it's
I'm
I'm trying to
crazy.
tell a story. What are you doing?
Showing people that you can't accept love. Okay. Go ahead.
I'm sitting at the table. It's Chris Rock, Louis C.K., Bradley Cooper.
Can I just
Okay,
say
wait,
one
what's-
thing? Can I just make an announcement?
What?
This is going to be something where Rich has the
Louis
last
C.K.
best laugh.
No, it isn't. Oh,
Rich
he's
is going to
calling.
get somebody.
Hold
Who?
on. Hello? We're on our doing our podcast. You're on speakerphone.
Okay. How are you guys doing?
Our podcast.
My wife hates me. Look it up.
Yeah, it's our podcast.
No, I said, how are you doing? I know what a podcast is.
Oh, we're doing fine.
We just discuss what if we like Twizzlers better or hard candy.
No, we were talking about Joe Coy, and I thought he did okay.
You don't even let my joke go.
Why is it? Why is this fuzzy?
He's in a car. It's not working.
Why is what?
Your call. You're not clear. Where are you?
I just switched. I'm in my car. I just switched to my headset because I didn't know it was a radio call.
You have a car now?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
where do you park it?
In a parking garage.
Okay, let's.
Okay. Did you watch the Golden Globes or his opening monologue?
I did, but let's not just glaze over the fact that Bonnie took a shot at my podcast.
Yeah, he won't let me get a laugh in.
Oh, I didn't know. What did you do?
He doesn't know your podcast.
Oh,
See,
where they discuss
I
food?
joke because I love that podcast.
You never listened
Don't
to it.
backpedal.
I watched the
Don't
clips.
Don't backpedal, you monster.
She is a monster. You're right about that.
Rich doesn't even know you have a podcast. Okay.
I didn't know he was still doing comedy until the other day. neither is the industry or the audience. But go ahead.
I'm at the Gramercy Theater on Saturday, January 13th. Tickets are still available. Let me just get that plug in.
Wait,
All right.
when is it again?
It's this Saturday, the 13th. I just want to get that plug in.
Nice.
Oh, you know what? I'm around. I'm in New York. Maybe I could see you. No.
Why don't you come hang out? I would love for you to be there. All right, let's talk about that after.
Okay.
What are you talking about, the Golden Globes?
Yeah, his opening monologue. I thought he got laughs and did okay.
He didn't do as bad as everybody said he did. The reason they're all shining this microscope on it is because he fought. The second he didn't get a big laugh, he threw his writers under the bus and flipped out. And so that's why everybody's now turning it into this story of he bombed. He did about how, he did it. Gerard Carmichael didn't do better than he did last year. And nobody said Gerard bombed, but Gerard wasn't my writer's jokes stink, whatever Joe said.
Right.
Yeah, but
no,
no, he
it's
didn't say-
it's so true. It's like the
Yeah, but I think he was.
they'll take anything they can get and just use it against you.
I
you know?
think he was just joking, going, "Hey, that one wasn't mine."
No, I don't think so. When I listened to it, I didn't think that.
I don't know. I don't think.
I said to my friend last night we were talking about it, I was like, look, shit rolls downhill. Somebody bailed on them. Whoever was supposed to host it bailed. So they're pissed off. So then they get Joe Coy going, all right, well, we'll bring this guy in, and he's got a big following, and that'll be good for our show, and fuck it. So they throw him under the bus with 10 days to get ready for this.
That's
major
plenty
thing.
of time. Can I just tell you that? That's plenty of time. I've worked on a lot of these shows.
Sure,
That's
Sure, I don't disagree. But I also think it's a very different animal.
yes.
I don't
Yes,
think
it's
he was
hard to do.
expecting
I'm
it
not
to be
saying
what
it's
it is.
easy.
So then he goes out unprepared, and then he throws the writers under the bus, and then the writers are like, fuck, it just keeps rolling downhill. You know what I mean?
Did the writers get mad?
I'm sure they're not happy. Renee Gautier, she didn't write for the monologue. She wrote for the rest of the show. She posted something about, she had a great experience. She goes, look, I didn't write for the monologue since everybody on earth is asking me. So, I'm sure the writers are getting asked, what the fuck,
Which
that
joke
didn't
was
write for him.
yours?
And
What kind of shits do you take that roll down hills?
Oh my God.
See, I'm not that good. See,
Even Joe Coy wouldn't do that one.
I'm gonna blame Bonnie for that. Bonnie's my writer.
But here's the thing, like, the whole thing annoys me, and here's why. It's like, look, you know, Joe got offered an opportunity and he went for it, and whatever. What bothers me is, like, it bothers me that this fucking stupid event is still being held to any standard by anybody in the industry. It bothers me that he was doing the most benign jokes in the world, and Christopher Nolan is getting like his panties in a bunch over it.
I know.
Oh, which one?
But that's the thing is, like, you can't do it for those people. Those people are not able to take jokes about themselves. That's why it's fun for the audience at home. That's the only reason the audience tunes in for the monologue, is to hear jokes about people that don't ever get, you know, that are like walking in. I don't know what the word is.
And they'll tolerate, like, the people in that actual award room, they'll tolerate it with Ricky Gervais because they're like, well, he's one of us. It's very like society.
Oh, right.
You know?
Yes. They're like, that's what I think happened. He walked out. They didn't know who he was. They immediately turned off, started talking. Because I've seen it, you know, at other award shows I've worked on, where if they don't care about you, they'll just start talking. They don't care.
Well,
yeah, it's just you're performing for awful people. The jokes are never going to be great because they're not going to let you do what Ricky Gervais gets away with.
But even Amy Poehler and Tina Fey got in trouble for some of their jokes. You know what I mean? It's not like, that's why everyone says no, because it's a thankless fucking job. I mean, there had to have been so many people that said no before Joe Coy.
I wonder who's going to do the Oscars this year now.
Chelsea Handler.
She is?
I don't know.
No, they want a comic.
I don't think he meant that as a joke.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was her. I mean, she seems like a prime candidate for it.
I mean, she must have said no to this gig. That's how I think they got to Joe Coy.
Look, I think a lot of why they hire a guy like Joe, like, look, by comedian standards, Joe is doing extraordinarily well. He has a massive following and he sells a ton of tickets and he plays massive venues. To the Golden Globes and the mainstream American audience, he's sort of an unknown, or you know, has a cult following, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? And the Golden Globes, they're so desperate, they're flailing, like they're like, nobody wants to watch this fucking show anymore. What do? We'll bring in a guy with a built-in audience. And like sometimes it works. Like when they brought Dane over and did that, it worked.
When they
sometimes it doesn't work. Dane, like that's what they did with Dane. When Dane hosted us, Dane was the first one they did this with, where they brought him over for SNL, and most of America was like, "Who is this guy?" They didn't know he was selling out like fucking arenas and shit.
Well, I mean, when Sebastian hosted the MTV Awards, he had a tough time, but it didn't hurt his career in any way. You know, he's done a million things since.
The only thing Joe fucked up with was saying, was he gave them that bait for the story.
Yes, exactly.
Going, I wrote the good jokes, or whatever he said.
Yes.
And
I wrote the ones you're laughing at.
Clip. Here we go.
Yeah, well.
Well, you know what's so funny is...
that's something you would say in a comedy club. You wouldn't...
Right. He's performing. No one gave him a talk that this is not your audience. Just go. Just do it. That's what we always tell the hosts at the Independent Spirit Awards. Just do it. Ignore the audience. The people at home are liking it.
That's what I mean about the shit rolling downhill. I'm like, they clearly, like you just said, didn't give him that talk. So then he's out there, and now he's going, "What the fuck?"
Right.
So then he throws it to the person below him, which is the writer.
Well,
and the writer probably threw her coffee in some intern's face backstage.
Then the intern went home and anyhow, I mean, if you're going to host that, you're going to watch 5 or 6 or 7 monologues of other hosts.
Can I just say this? Does anybody think it's weird that things just haven't been the same at award shows since Harvey Weinstein went to prison? Okay. Just putting that out there.
I mean, but like, that's really funny, but like, in all seriousness, ever since COVID fucked it up. COVID was the first blow, and the second blow, and I'm not kidding, was the Chris Rock slap. Like, it's done after that.
Right. Like, why are we still doing this?
When that happened, it was like, this is all bullshit. This is all a facade. There is no decorum at these things. These people are as aggressive and wild and uncouth as anybody else on earth, even though they're in tuxedos with gold tattoos.
Right.
It was over. It's like, you can't conduct this way anymore.
Now,
they're still producing this thing like it's fucking Sinatra and Dean Martin up there.
I mean, and
It's
and after the Will Smith, they gave him a standing ovation when he won the Oscar. That same fucking
yeah, they'll get mad at a joke, but they'll
but
just give a standing ovation to Will Smith.
yeah, when he won, hey, here's for your Oscar and here's for smacking the host. You know, it's fucking
Now,
insanity.
can I just say, I think the next year's host should be Katt Williams.
He would kill. He would kill. I really do think he would kill. But like, here's the thing too. Now, like, there's this whole thing of we're now going to show, like, go out of our way to show the celebrities scowling at the jokes, because now, like, that's acceptable, because it's like, well, at least they're not slapping him.
Yeah.
I see. Bonnie thinks Taylor Swift was joking when she was, frowning or whatever.
I think they don't know how to react, so they go, I'm mad, but they're just joking. I don't think she's really mad about that. That wasn't even a bad joke.
My friend Anna pointed out, and I think she had a good point. She's like, look, she's like, for weeks, the entire internet has been hating Taylor Swift and saying she's the reason that her boyfriend's team is losing, because they keep showing shots of her at the game or whatever. So the second he started that, she probably was just like, all right, well, this better be funny if you're going to shit on me too. And then she was like, and then the joke just wasn't that funny. And then she's just like, I've heard it. Like, she's like, imagine getting trolled for weeks and then a host makes the same joke to you at a live event. You're probably not going to laugh.
Well, I mean,
none of them are going to laugh. None of them have the ability to laugh at themselves. They just don't.
She is the reason the team is losing. I mean, they are right.
But I mean, Christopher Nolan, like, scoffing at, like, Oppenheimer being too long jokes. It's like, oh my God, like, what are we doing here?
I know, but that's the thing. I don't think they know how to laugh at themselves and have fun. Like, I don't think they really are mad at those jokes. They just really don't know how to. I'm going to give a class to celebrities on how to laugh at themselves during award shows.
Wait, is Christopher Nolan?
I love it. I love it. See?
Bonnie, seriously, that's a really funny sketch idea, and you should do that at the next award show you write for. That should be one of the sketches you do, is a class for the celebrities on how to laugh. That's really funny.
Thank
Wait,
you.
is Christopher Nolan? He's the actor that won Oscars, right? In Django, and is that Christopher Nolan?
No.
That's Christopher Waltz.
Oh,
Christopher
okay.
Nolan's the guy that directed
Oppenheimer
and Inception and Dark Knight, all that shit.
Yeah, but here's the thing: these directors are such narcissists. There's no reason to make a movie 3.5, 4 hours. There's no fucking reason
dumb.
for it.
It's ridiculous.
And
it's the only business where they do it like that. Somebody lets them do it to make less money. Like, it's so weird that you'd be like, okay, Christopher Nolan, go ahead and do whatever you want. But it's not just about the budget. Now we can't put as many of those movies into the theater. We just don't have, you know what I mean? It's
I
like,
agree. I agree.
It's so weird that they let them do it.
Did you guys see Schindler's List? Boring.
I didn't laugh at all.
But it's almost like they won't give an Oscar to a movie that's less than 2.5 hours long or something.
Yeah, I mean, they were doing that joke with I think when Ricky hosted for what movie was so long back, The Irishman.
Yes.
He made a joke about The Irishman, and it went over. And plus, he's a great host at those things. You know why? Because he doesn't give a fuck. And that's the problem. See, Joe Coy gave a fuck. Joe Coy, thought this was the end all, but Ricky doesn't.
Well, that's what I'm saying though about like, it pisses me off that this is still being held to some standard of achievement. Like, Joe Coy has built. Joe Coy's already been canceled once, and he bounced back.
What was he canceled for?
Crazy tickets. Joe Coy made a movie already.
Oh yeah, that no one went to.
Without mainstream America knowing who the fuck he is. Like, Joe Coy made it. He doesn't need the fucking Golden Globes. And it drives me crazy. And I honestly, I don't say this to disparage anybody. Like Katt Williams is one of the most brilliant fucking people out there working.
Katt Williams. You said that she was
original. She's so.
Do you remember she bombed at the stand and Rich goes to the audience, got mad at the audience, says, "I hate to break it to you, but she's going to be a star." And then I told Rich she was in the New York Times this morning, and Rich goes, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that."
That's funny.
He thought he was discovering someone.
She's so. I mean, I really think she's brilliant. And I'm not saying she shouldn't have been there presenting an award, but it kills me that it's like I'm seeing shots of her on the red carpet, and it's like this assimilation that happens with Hollywood, where it's like, guys, you're doing this without them.
Yes, right. But everybody wants that like insider like pass. Everybody wants to be mainstream at the end of the day. Well, not everybody. Some people don't, some people choose not to.
It's fun to walk down the red carpet and have people.
But why can't you do that and still like maintain? Like why couldn't you be in there laughing and having a good time?
You're right. You can. There's some that don't give a fuck that are laughing, because I heard laughter throughout the room. So some people are laughing. All right. But they're putting the cameras on the people that aren't laughing. That's the fault.
Joe didn't do himself any further favors by going on Good Morning America.
Oh, I didn't see it. What did he do?
This sincere, somber interview about like how hard it is.
Oh,
it's like, dude, just go on and be like,
I fucked up.
People were laughing. I was fucking joking. I love the writers.
Right.
His publicist is not doing their fucking job.
Right. Because they live in a world where you have to take everything very, very seriously. He's in no danger of getting kicked out of Hollywood. As you said, he's already made it without them. So he should maintain that. Like, it's so weird to be afraid of the thing that doesn't really want you anyway.
Why? What was he canceled for before? What did he do then?
He said, I think he said faggot somewhere and he got like kicked off. It was before he dated Chelsea. But she took him off her tour. It was like Chelsea lately was touring. He got in trouble. He got like in a lot of trouble.
Oh,
Chelsea is like
legitimately like canceled for a while.
Some people really skate through though.
He apologized and bounced back as he should have been allowed to.
Of course,
he paid it. He did his penance and he said he was sorry and I believe he was sincere and like whatever. So like.
You should get to say bad words like 3 or 4 times. Like then if it's like you can't learn your lesson, then you get canceled.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anthony's on his 147th time.
Well, but the truth is, if you don't care about getting hired by Hollywood, then none of this matters. Like there's no canceling. Will Smith made a movie. You know what I mean? It's like none of it matters.
Yeah, but he's not
wild,
doing.
Like Will Smith physically assaulted another human being.
Yeah.
In the age of like assault being the worst word on planet Earth.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's like,
yeah.
And then,
wild.
Yeah.
It's wild. But like, here's the thing. A lot of it has to do with this. Can you still make money for us? Will Smith can still make a lot of fucking money for them. And that's got a lot to do with it. That's why everybody was tight-lipped about Harvey Weinstein until he wasn't Harvey Weinstein anymore. And then all of a sudden it was okay to fucking get rid of him. Nobody crucified Woody Allen and whether you think Woody Allen's innocent or guilty or whatever, it doesn't matter.
Don't fucking bring up Woody Allen. You know how I feel about him.
It's true. It's the same in everything though. It's all numbers and money. Same with clubs, same with whatever. It's all about, all right, why do you think there's torque lawyers, right? I mean, okay, these seatbelts are going to cost us lives, but we're going to still make this much money. It's everything. You get on a plane, well, the seats are smaller, but these fuckers have to fly. So, you know, it just doesn't. It's everything breaks down to
I mean,
numbers.
can we bring up daylight savings time? It's just keeping us literally in the dark. Okay.
Well, listen, Joe, thank you for being our second and only guest on this 10-year podcast.
I was on it before. Was I the first and second guest?
I'll call it. No, we had one guest.
We had
for
one in-house
in-house guest.
But maybe we'll
do
put your picture
I-
in it or something.
What's
I have
that?
to go? I have another 40 minutes in the car. I'm just really bored.
Where are you going?
Well, we just wanted to talk about Katt Williams if you want to talk about Katt Williams.
He's
I
fucking.
love Katt Williams. I
So
think
do-
Katt Williams is in the top 5 comedians ever.
Okay, so this
Yes.
this happened 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I
not
got
that long ago.
a month and a half ago. It wasn't that long ago, before Christmas. I got into Katt Williams. Like, I've always known about him and thought he was funny, but then I just started watching his specials and I was like, I became Katt Williams obsessed. I was talking about him all the time. I was in the clubs talking about him. And then I wanted to put him in this movie that I'm writing. I was just like, and these are specials from like 10 years ago, you know? And then Michael Che came into the green room one night with Sam J, and I was like pontificating about Katt Williams to them, and I was saying like he's the greatest comedian of our generation, and then I went home doing some more Katt Williams Googling, but I'd already watched all the specials, so now I'm into podcasts and stuff, and it's like suddenly I'm like, it's like so crazy about the Illuminati and stuff. So I'd already texted the producers of the movie. I said, "Can we put Katt Williams in?" And then I texted back like, "Pause on that," you know. And then,
Why are you afraid to put him in? You think it'd be a problem?
no, I'm not afraid to put him in. That was kind of a joke, but I didn't know this whole thing about him, and all the stuff that he's saying on this interview, he's said many times before. This isn't new. Yeah.
No, I know. I keep saying that to people. People are texting me like, "You got to check out this Katt Williams." I'm like, dude, I've been watching Katt Williams YouTube clips for 10 fucking years.
Yeah.
The guy is a type. He's a beast. He's been saying crazy.
But
crazy
even
crazy,
when
just
he's
like
saying,
shit that nobody else was saying for 10 fucking years.
But-
Some
but-
of it's true,
but-
some of it's not.
but even when he's saying crazy shit, it's lyrical and it's fun to listen to. He's just amazing. He's really like
He's fun. I mean,
an
his stand-up,
incredible performer.
his stand-up, he just fucking.
He might, like, maybe there's something like when you're that brilliant, something else goes on in your brain. But because you know what's amazing to me is like he's so woke, he sees the world, he knows what's going on, he knows how everything, but it all comes down to like, I ain't getting a dick in my ass. It's like, really? Like that's where it all comes down to. He's like, all of Hollywood is just trying to fuck you. It's not like, where's the eating the babies and stuff? You know what I mean? He's not like, he's only on the first level.
So he'll weirdly like sometimes be like what I guess a lot of people would define as homophobic, but then at other times he'll be like weirdly progressive. So like he did a whole thing about Jaden Smith saying like when Jaden Smith was like, when I turn 18 I'm gonna cut my dick off or whatever, like. And he was like praising him, like the whole bit. He's like, he said it so gangsta. Like,
Yes.
so he's like weirdly progressive,
Right.
but then like sometimes he's an enigma, man. He's an amazing guy. Like I find him fascinating. I think he's fucking hilarious. Dude,
He said enigma, Rich.
I know.
Enigma.
I know. I didn't think you could say that.
Whether we're gonna have to cancel you.
I'm off the Chelsea Handler tour.
Yeah.
No, but he opened that one special he did where he's in like the White House, he's in like the Oval Office, and it's like
Yes.
behind him.
Yes.
That special's amazing.
Amazing.
This is why comedians are so fucking dumb. This is why they're so dumb. When that came out, I was saying to comics in New York, I was like, have you seen this Katt Williams special? It's fucking incredible. And 9 out of 10 comics would be like, dude, he opens with like 20 minutes on Florida. He's doing like local jokes. Yes, he is. And it's 20 minutes that is better
Yes.
than anything
Yes.
I've seen
Yes.
any of you do. That's how good he is.
And
he
he's
opens with 20 minutes of local jokes and it plays.
and he'll do act outs. I think that's the special where he walks all the way down and all the way back. Like it's like so physical and he's just great.
Man, we are really progressive white people.
We love Katt Williams. I couldn't believe I came to the party so late. Like that's what and now it's so funny that he's
I remember working Kansas City, a room, and I was doing the early shows, and he was there in the dressing room. He was doing the late night shows.
Wow.
Before he was fucking famous.
And what was he like?
I don't know. I just said I didn't actually even really talk to him because I was bigger than him then.
Right.
And I was like, oh, hey, what's up? You know, he was on, I did my shows and I was getting the fuck out of there. And then they were doing the late night Urban or Katt Williams show.
Well, I was telling Michael Che to get him to come to the stand. And Michael Che was like, what? Like, why do you think I know him? I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm racist.
Now, when I see Michael Che, I'm going to say, I heard you're getting Katt Williams.
Katt Williams to come to the stand.
Yeah, he doesn't like, I've never seen him in a New York club. This is what I heard the story because like he used to throw fur coats out to the audience. I heard
he's giving away a lot of money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I heard I don't know if it's true. He was working in New York doing theaters or whatever. Then he had a gig in Connecticut. So he went and bought a Bentley to drive to Connecticut. I don't know if that's true or not, but
well, because he owns everything. Like he does, like business wise, he's kind of smart about things. He owns all his specials. He owns he doesn't get someone else to do his tours. He does his tours.
Wow.
He's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's where he goes outside the business.
Like he's fully independent. He doesn't give a fuck. Like he's fully fucking independent. He does whatever he wants, and he's like a seemingly like good father to all of his kids. Like takes care of everybody around him.
You don't even know if he has kids. You just said that.
No. Seriously, I said it because he's got like 9 kids.
Wow. Damn.
But he used to use Richie Redding as an opener.
Really?
Yeah, he was Richie Redding opening for.
Oh my God! I can't believe Richie wasn't there when I was going off.
Richie has a crazy story about where he said he got asked at the last minute to do this opening spot on the Philly show. So he went in and he was like, I had one of the best sets of my life, but Katt wasn't there to see it, and I was so depressed that he missed it. And he goes, I walked off stage, and this guy came out of the shadows in a fur coat, and it was Katt Williams. And he goes, young man, that was stupendous. You'll be on the road with me. And he said he handed him a wad of cash, and it was 5 times the amount of money he was supposed to get.
I keep hearing this story over and over that he just overpays his openers, and sometimes he'll just see someone in a club that he thought was funny, and somebody will come give them $1,000, and they'll be like,
see, I would have asked for the fur coat. Well, listen.
I don't know. He seems to me like. I know he pisses off a lot of celebrities.
They all respond to him, though. Isn't that kind of funny?
What did he say about Ludacris?
He said, "Well, this is the thing. It's like,
oh, he said
he's so funny and cool." And he goes, yeah, he sold out to the Illuminati. He goes, he's got a light-skinned, ugly-faced wife.
No, he didn't.
And then he goes, yeah, because he goes. He was saying he got, 16 million or something. And he goes, but he has to have this light skinned, ugly faced wife. And then the Shannon interviewer guy goes, I'd have an ugly faced wife for 16 mil.
Shannon Sharp.
Oh, I don't know who he is, but I guess he's famous.
He's a football player.
Well, what was he doing interviewing Katt Williams?
He was a football player. He's got a fucking podcast.
Podcast.
He was trying to keep Katt Williams going without having to dip in himself into, you know what I mean? It felt like he was.
No, he'll just talk. Those clips of him on morning radio, he just sits there so poised and he just talks. So eloquent. Because he always sounds like he's doing a poetry reading.
Yeah, he's so lyrical. Yeah.
He goes, I've never been in prison. I've been right. He was
when he was yelling at that she made fun of how short he is. Goes, I don't think you should be making fun of people's size. Because she was kind of a big woman. And then he went off about her jewelry. Yeah. Only one of us is sitting here with $12 worth of jewelry on. Then he was saying you go to a car wash and you get. jewelry.
That's so funny, that clip. It's amazing.
Yeah.
That's like cellar. That was like the cellar table.
Yes.
It's so funny.
All right.
So funny.
We're going to wrap this up.
All right. I love you guys.
Talk to you
January 13th.
All right.
Rich, call me when you get off.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Whoa.
Theater. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Chew.
All right.
Chew. Oh my God. I think. Whew.
This weekend, I'm at the Stand in the Cellar. Go to richvoss.com for all my dates coming up. Kentucky, Florida, everywhere, whatever. So it's all up there. Anyhow.
Peace out. If Katt Williams sees this, we love you. We're fans.
If he sees this.
Katt Williams, you see one of these clips, we got your back. We think you should host the Golden Globes next year. Boom. Anything you want to say about that?
I'm neutral. I like him. He's funny. I just think he's funny. I judge a comic by how funny they are.
And
I
think it's funny.
And their political stands, their political points of view.
Well, he's got a lot of political material. All right. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you. And we'll see you here next week. Bye.
Ugh.
My Wife Hates Me podcast, hosted and created by Rich Voss and Bonnie McFarlane. Produced by Nick Collette. Find us wherever you get your podcasts.
This jackass Jew. Some people say that opposites attract, but this seems more like a suicide pact. He's totally sober, she's not that drunk. He's really old and she's got some spunk. He's totally holy as an asinine bomb, and she's just a little less dumb. She really hates him, it's really true. But somewhere deep down, she loves him too.